again. And still on OBO, Big Lala. There's this thing that Asa Asika talked about in one interview. And I mean, to be
Here we
honest,
go again.
make I adjust my cap. So Asa Asika was on a podcast a while ago, and a lady was asking about Davido, about this and that, and he said, yeah, Davido is this, is that. Talked about some artists, Popcorn, and a couple of other guys as well, and Diplo, and he mentioned something. He said, yeah, and Davido as well. Davido's influence is quite huge, and he said in his words, I don't care what anyone says. He said, I don't care what anyone says. Davido is the most influential person in Nigeria. Now, I would
What
just
do you expect him to say?
well. This is it.
Okay.
He said,
who are, apart from obviously the producer and writers that are allowed to come to that house, were Diplo and Chris Brown.
Wow.
Chris Brown, because obviously that's David's guy. Diplo is my friend and he lives in Malibu. David's band is mad influential. David is probably, I don't care anybody says, I think David is the most influential person in Nigeria. Like human being, like, and this one is not a thing of like, I've seen his first time.
Talent management agencies like yourself.
So yeah, Big Lala, that is what Asa Asika has just said. It's just bold, assertive statements, no missing of words. He said he doesn't care what anyone says. He thinks that Davido is the most influential person in Nigeria. Big Lala, facts or cap?
Okay, so first, I don't expect him to say anything less than what he said, right? He's Davido's right-hand man. He's his manager, long-time friend. They started this music together from quite a while.
Yeah.
He's going to have Davido's back regardless of anything. He's going to have his boys back, which is fine. Now, are there facts to what he's saying? Right? If you want to look at the numbers, right? If you want to look at the numbers, he can claim that Davido is the most influential because he has done so and so. He has so number of followers. He has this amount of influence over this and this. He can claim it, right? But the thing is, those things are they're subjective, right? I don't think there's one person that you can say, especially in the music space, which is, I mean, he didn't
even say whether music or just say he's the most influential person in Nigeria.
No, I
don't even the president.
So I don't think there is one person you can say is the most influential at the moment in Nigeria. I mean, year on year, award bodies will come and say, "Oh, this is the man of the year. This is the influencer of the year," and things like that. They can do that, right? But it's just hard. It's just subjective. And your bias will come into play.
Yeah.
His own bias is obviously Davido. He would have it back of Davido now. You can't say less. You can't say, "Oh, Davido is not the most special." Why would you want to say that when you guys strike the deals together? So I'm not surprised he said that. But if you want to call his bluff or call his bullshit, I would say no. There are several influential people in Nigeria, and it's really hard to pick one and say, yes, this person is the most influential.
Right. Do you think he should have answered that question a bit diplomatically? Because
no, he said exactly what he was meant to say, and I'm not going to knock him and say, nah, he shouldn't have said that. Of course, he can say that. It's like a rapper coming to say, I'm the number one rapper in the world or the number one rapper in Nigeria.
Right.
What gives him the right to be able to say, I'm the number one rapper in Nigeria? Right. But it's part of the culture. It's part of it. You have to blow your own trumpet. Don't let people blow your trumpet for you. So I'm fine with him saying it. But factually, if I was to answer it, I would say no. I would say there are several and it's hard to pick one.
Let's even look at the Afrobeat space itself.
Yeah,
now, he's saying the most influential person in Nigeria. Let's assume he meant Afrobeat. Is Davido the most influential artist in the world of Afrobeat at the moment?
The only thing that will make them think so, is number of followers on Instagram or social media platforms.
Let's leave that.
What else? Why would they want to say that? Because there's...
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Let's imagine that they all have... Let's forget
the social media numbers.
Let's forget social media numbers.
And what are the facts? What are the things?
No, do you think is the most influential artist in Afrobeat at the moment?
No, I don't think so.
Who do you think is the most influential?
The same thing applies. I can't pick one. I can't pick one and say this person is the most influential Afrobeat artist.
No, we have to look at
Because-
the metrics. We have to look
Okay,
at.
but okay,
we have to look
what's the
at
metrics? What's the metrics for me
We
to
have to
choose?
look at. We have to look at. Okay, so now we need to bring back the social media numbers again.
Okay.
Now let's bring back the social media numbers, right? Let's look
You
at
know, he has almost times 2 of these other guys you want to call.
right.
And
Yeah,
that's what's giving them liver
let's
now.
bring back the social media numbers and then put that as one
metric.
on one side.
Of
as
course,
one
Davido
metric,
clears that.
right?
He's big
Let's
on
look
social
at
media.
the collaborations, right?
Okay.
Let's look at.
Does that make him an influence or the most influential? Because if we start this discussion, you go cause wala if we start them, right? Because I saw something. But the annoying thing is I hate the guts of some of the people that tweet these things, but sometimes they have elements
What
of
did you see, Big Lala?
I'm not gonna mention the person's name.
No, don't mention the person's name, but just say what
The
you
person said
yeah.
the person said na them they feature them, right? Now them they feature us, but now them they feature them or something like that. And what the person implied is
Yeah.
obviously was talking to Davido and his
Okay.
crew. He
Okay.
goes, Davido goes to feature these guys,
Okay.
pays and all those things to get them featured.
Hmm.
But those guys that Davido is going to feature, they come to us to get us featured.
Who said that?
There's element of truth in that. I'm not going to mention the person's name. There's elements, but you should know where that the camp that the person belongs.
It's one of the two camps. One of the two camps, definitely.
The original camp, not the 10 people tweeting in the room couple. It's the original camp, right?
Is this person on the wheels of steel?
The person is not on the wheels of steel. No, he didn't. Nah, I don't think he will go as that low.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not gonna tell you because I don't give. Yeah, but that's what he said. When I saw the tweet, I'm like, he does have a point. I hate the guy's guts, really. Right?
Chris Brown features Davido.
Chris Brown is friends with Davido.
Who else again features Davido?
See, don't start trying to do any detective stuff right now. Don't do any of that.
Right.
I'm just trying to say, call the point. Davido himself has used him out to say, what was it on Timeless? He said, I spent so much money on this album. Right? He was looking at the amount of money he spent and he didn't like that he had to spend that much money because things had to get cleared, right?
Yeah.
People had to get paid for features. Not like Davido did not make great songs with those guys. He did, but there was a little element of exchange monetary wise
between him
it
and
wasn't
those
natural.
guys.
So when this kind of person comes and says, "Oh, now them they come feature us," we know they pay. I to be honest, I believe it. I'm not. There's no problem. I believe it. So if you're going to use that as a metrics, Davido does not win in that. He does not win in that because the other guys who he's competing against has been influential, especially outside of Nigeria. They probably might best him when it comes to that.
What would you count as influence in the world of Afrobeats? What is influence?
You know what the funny thing is? The top 3 as we know them of today, they are mad influential, right? Their platform is so big. There's no, if you jump on this one, you feel no blow. If you jump on this one, you feel no blow. There's no guarantee anyways, but when they jump on your record, you feel the impact. Regardless, you feel the impact. Whether na Burna Boy, whether na Wiz, whether na David, you feel the impact. There's several examples of them jumping on records and boom, that's influence for me. They've influenced several artists. Davido has, via his label, he's had artists. Mayor Queen is a prime example of Eddie.
That's influence there.
That's influence right there. Right? Davido has single-handedly featured on records that, astronomical increase. And that's not, that's not even only him. That's not only him. Wiz has done the same. Burna has done the same. Which is why I said you cannot say one and say boom. You have to set criteria. Each criteria has somebody who is leading. Right? If you go with numbers and all those things there. But the thing is, the numbers at the end of the day don't mean shit. You know why? That's just a total metric. That's a totally metric. Right? If people now say, okay, for example, let's go live. or let's tweet something, let's see how far it gets. Davido can tweet something today, maybe because he tweets it, but Wizkid can tweet a dot today, right? Regardless whether he has lesser followers than Davido, it can still have a wider reach because he plays the scarcity game, right? That's what the Wizkid does.
He does play the scarcity game very well.
What's his name?
So when he tweets,
Yeah,
people are like,
maybe he's happy. He plays the
long time no see.
plentiful game. So
yeah,
it's hard to pick one, right? If you're picking one, that means you would choose a side. There's always a bias of.
definitely. I mean, to be honest, these guys are quite influential.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Asa Asika would always go with Davido, in terms of picking who is the most influential Nigerian, or the person, or most influential person in Nigeria at the moment. Asa Asika would always go with Davido. I think Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, a couple of these other guys are quite influential, to be honest. And shout out to every one of them. Guys, let's have your thoughts. Put them down below. What do you think? Who do you think? You've listened to us. You've also watched that video by Asa Asika. Is Davido the most influential Nigerian at the moment, according to Asa Asika? What do you think? Put your comment down below.